I'm Bianca.
And I'm Rosina. And welcome back to
Twins in Stitches. Today we have a crochet tutorial.
I'll be showing you how to make this beautiful ripple stitch scarf. It looks like a wave. I think it's absolutely beautiful and can't wait to show you all how to make it.
And it also crochets super quickly actually.
Very quick make.
So let's get started.
So for this project you will need some yarn. And you will also need a crochet hook that corresponds to the thickness of your yarn. We're going to start by chaining, and we want to chain the length of our scarf. So we'll first do the length, so the longer side, and then we'll work up for the width. So this is how long you want your scarf to be. This will have to be a multiple of 14, and I chose to do 168 stitches. Let's start. We are going to first start with a slip knot. To do a slip knot, place your yarn over your first 4 fingers, open up the fingers, grab your yarn, wrap it around, and then wrap it through. Turn your fingers over, open up your fingers, reach in to the back thread and pull this up. So you have a triangle almost, and letter A. And then you go in, pull up the yarn, pinch up, and we just pull this through. That is our slip knot. Our slip knot is our first stitch. Now you want to insert your hook into the slip knot. You may be thinking, wait, you just showed a red hook. Well, yes, I did, but I am going to use a different sized hook to chain. This is my absolute favorite crochet hack. When we chain, naturally, the chains are smaller than the stitches we end up doing, so our work is very curled. In order to avoid this, we can chain with a hook size that is slightly bigger. So this is a 5.5, and the other hook I'll be using is a 5mm. So I'm just doing the chain in a slightly bigger hook. If you only have one hook, do not worry, that's completely fine. Just be wary that it may be a bit difficult to do the stitches if you do the chain too tight. So try to have quite a nice relaxed grip on it all. In order to chain, we are going to yarn over. So yarn over is when we put yarn onto the hook. So we yarn over, and we're going to pull this through our current slip knot, our first stitch. So we yarn over, go down, angle our hand and hook so that we're able to slide this through the first stitch. Let's do that again. We yarn over and bring it through. And you see we're going through this gap, that gap, through. Perfect. So that's 2. We're going to yarn over, go through, again, through. That is 3. Yarn over, through, up, through. Yarn over, up, through, up. One more time. We're going to yarn over and pull our hook down and through. And I'm going to do this 168 times, so quite a lot. Obviously, you do the length to what you want. You do not have to do as many, you can do more if you want a longer scarf. I'd recommend maybe comparing with current scarves you have to see what you would fancy. So I have just chained my 168 stitches. Remember, it must be a multiple of 14. Before we start, I've already changed hook, but you need to chain 3 more. 1, 2, 3. Why? This is known as your turning chain. This is what you're going to turn with. It should become more obvious as we get to the end of the row and turn there. So multiple of 14 plus 3. We are going to be doing the ripple stitch. This is, for certain, my absolute favourite stitch, especially with yarn that is colour changing. I think it just looks so beautiful, especially these colours, the greens and the blues, really make it look like an ocean. I think it's absolutely beautiful. And this stitch goes down, up, right? So we need to take this into consideration. To give you a brief overview, when the stitches go down, we are decreasing, and when the stitches go up, we are increasing. I will explain this all now. Our work consists of double crochets. We're going to start by doing our double crochets. So what we're going to do is we're going to yarn over, like we did for the chain, and work in the 4th stitch from the hook. So not this one, not this one, not this one, but this one. In order to count stitches, each stitch is its V shape. Each stitch is a V. So we see this V here, for example, V, 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 so on and so forth. So what we're going to do is not the first V, not the second, not the third, but the fourth, right? So the fourth loop, we are going to put our hook in. So how we do this is we yarn over, angle our hand, and we're going to just put it into the top loop. And now we have this formation. We have 3 loops on our hook. To do a double crochet, we're going to yarn over again. Yarn over, and bring this through the first loop only. Just the first, okay? You got that. Now we are going to yarn over and go through the first 2 loops only. Then we yarn over and go through the last 2. We'll do that all again into our next stitch. So that's our current stitch, and we've got our next stitch. We yarn over, angle our hook, and go into just the top loop. So this is our next stitch, this V. 1, 2, V. So we go into there. We yarn over and bring this through just the first loop. We yarn over and bring this through the next 2 loops. We yarn over, bring it through the final 2 loops. So we yarn over, next stitch, yarn over through the first loop, yarn over through the next 2, yarn over through the final 2. And that is what a double crochet is. We do one more, so we're going to do 4. So we have done 4, but it counts as 5 because this chain 3 counts as a stitch. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we've done 4 stitches. Now we need to do our decrease. To decrease, we yarn over and go into the next stitch. So just as if we were doing our double, we yarn over, go through the first loop, again, just as if we were doing our double, and we yarn over and go through the next 2, again, the exact same thing. It differs here. We do not finish the stitch, but we start the next one. So here we yarn over and go into the next top loop. Okay, so now we have 4. We yarn over, go through that first loop. We yarn over, go through the next 2. Okay, and now when we have just 3 left, we yarn over and go through all 3. And that's how it works. Let's do that again. Yarn over into the next stitch, yarn over through. Yarn over first 2 stitches. Yarn over next stitch, yarn over through. Yarn over first 2 stitches. Okay, yeah, 3 left, and we yarn over through all 3. And that is our decrease. Quite simple. Can be quite easy to forget what to do, so do not worry. Feel free to watch that over. And now we continue. So to note, when we do decreases and increases, we do these in sets of 2. So these are 2 decrease stitches. So for the decrease, we have made 2 stitches into 1, so that's 2. You can identify these because they're almost like triangular, do you see? Because 2 stitches has become 1. Now I said we work in 4, so we're going to do 4 double crochets, like we did before, just the normal stitch. We've done 4, so 1, 2, 3, 4, right? This is the decrease, remember? And now we increase, and like I said, we do this in sets of 2, so we do 2 increases. To increase, we put 2 double crochets into the same stitch. So just like before, we do a normal double crochet. Okay, and then we go into it again. So we have placed now 2 double crochets into that stitch. Do you see that? 2. So the next stitch we do it again, we do a double crochet. And then we do it again into the same hole. And that is our increase. And we can already see the shape forming. You see how it's already starting to curl a bit? So now we've done our 2 increases, so we continue with our 4 double crochets. So we've done 4 more double crochets, and now we work our decreases. Just so you know how to see a stitch is one of these posts, right? So these lines, 1 post, 2 post, 3 post, 4 post. And you can see here we have our increases. And because 2 posts are coming out of 1 stitch. So we decrease, remember, we leave our 2 loops. Same thing the next one, we have 3, and then we go through. And we do another one of these. And we finish until the end of our row. We are onto our last stitch, and our last stitch will always be an increase. So we do 2 double crochets, that was 1, and then another. Nice. Okay, so now we are going to go ahead and start a new row. To start a new row, we chain 3. we turn our work around and we do exactly what we did before. We first do an increase in our first stitch. So we place another double crochet into the first stitch. Why is this an increase? This chain 3 counts as a stitch. So by putting in a double crochet, we now technically have 2 double crochets into one stitch, which is an increase. Like I said, we work in 4s. So we do 4 double crochets into the next few stitches. Right, we've done 4 double crochets and now we decrease. This stitch is honestly super simple and so repetitive. So that was 1 decrease and then we do another. So we did our double, but we haven't finished. And that is our decrease. 4 single crochets in the next few stitches. This is 1. And now we do an increase. Just to note, your increases will always be on the middle 2 stitches of your increase. So see here how we have this increase and this increase? Your increase is always in the middle 2 stitches of your increase. So you've got 4 stitches, the increase is always in the middle 2. To increase, you put in 2 double crochets. That was 1. Remember, yarn over, go through, yarn over, through, yarn over, yarn over. And we do that again, and we continue till the end, and we go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, until we reach our desired length. I am now at a stage where I am super happy with the width of my scarf. I have done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 rows. Do a width that you think will be best for you. And now we're going to cut off our yarn to finish this work off. So what we want to do is just cut our yarn at a fair distance away, give it maybe 15 centimeters away, a bit more. So to finish, we will simply yarn over as if we were doing a chain and just bring it through completely and tighten it closed. So now we need to weave in our ends. This basically means these tail ends, sewing them in so that the work doesn't come undone. If we do not do this, this work can easily come undone and our stitches will come loose, which we certainly do not want. To do this, we use a tapestry needle. This is a normal needle, but just with a bigger eye. We have threaded our needle, and all we do is go into these stitches. We get our needle, and we just go through. So this is 1 stitch, we've just gone through. Another stitch, we go through. Another stitch as well. And we just pull this through. Okay? And now what we're going to do is I like to go back. So we went through the stitch, I like to go back to create almost a little knot. This will be super secure then. And then I just continue with 2 more stitches. 2 or 3 more. The more you do, the more secure it will be. But honestly, doing this much is more than enough. Pull that through. We can remove our needle. Give your work a little wiggle out. And now we are going to cut very close to the end. Give it a tiny bit of space, like 1 centimeter, less than a centimeter to be honest. And then you can just wiggle it out even more. And there you go, that is invisibly woven in. We will do the same to this end here. That is the scarf done. It is beautiful. I love the colours. I think the yarn makes so much of a difference. But also the stitch just gives it such a unique look.
So now you know how to make this really lovely ripple stitch crochet scarf.
Thank you so much for watching, and let us know down below if you have any questions.
We'll see you next time. Bye!